I'm wrecking. Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Boomer Bunker. I am the Duchess. Speaking on behalf of John Domingo, everything we say or discuss on this show is for entertainment purposes. If you disagree with anything either of us says on this show, and you're not operating motor vehicle or under the influence of alcohol or narcotics, please feel free to tell us your thoughts in the chat. If you're listening to this as a downloaded podcast file, you can write to us at boomer.bunker@gmail.com or tweet us at boomer_bunker on X. My advice is to look at the world we live in, realize you complaining to us about it isn't fixing anything, and then continue on with your life. If anything we say during the show offends you, please feel free to watch a different stream, shut the podcast off, or smash your device with a hammer. Boomer Bunker is not liable for damages to equipment by choosing the latter. If you have made it this far into the show and have decided you can live with these terms, then by all means, give your balls a tug, slap yourself in the face a few times, grab a cup of whatever pisses you off, and please enjoy the show.
All right, you guys, podcast time. We got the equipment and the perfect business plan. Give our show away for free and tell no one how to find it. Ready? I'm going to start a podcast that has no focus, and it'll take up an inordinate amount of time.
First up, she's the queen of sarcasm, the empress of eye rolls. This Jersey gal's infectious giggle will always make you smile. The glamorous agitator with style and sass. And her sidekick, he is an old man with the energy, focus, and reading ability of a first grader on a sugar rush. Together, they will dissect world issues, slice through the social justice shenanigans, and make you laugh while the world burns. Here are your hosts, the Duchess and Domingo.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Guess what? I'm not the most hated man in America right now. Donald Trump is.
The night's still young.
Actually, Elon Musk. Wow.
Truth.
I mean, we leave Thursday, and so much happens. And it's like, I can't wait to get till Monday. And then what are you talking about? I mean, there's so much to get to. It's insane. I had a meltdown this weekend, and I'm pissed off at the audience here. You bunker dwellers. You bunker dwellers let me down. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we were on Shitty Song of the Week, and it's time to vote. And I look, and I go, first of all, I go to Twitter. I have 7 Twitter accounts. I go to Twitter. I take all my Twitter accounts. I vote 7 times. Then I look, and we're losing, and there's 25 votes. 25 votes.
We're losing.
So I go on a rampage. I go into our Discord and I threaten people.
Yes, good job.
Hey, I do a lot of work to make this show this mediocre. And if you can't take the time to take your phone out and take your little thumb and go to Twitter and then go to this link and then vote for the podcast so we can win. I mean, I'm not asking much. I'm not asking for money. Yeah, I'm not asking for much. There you go. There's a guy, Bruce. Bruce voted 3 times. All right, so Bruce voted 3 times. I voted 7 times. That's 10. There's 25 votes, and we're still losing. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I freak out. I say, that's it.
Yes. Well, not everybody's on every social.
I understand that. I get that. I understand that. But the problem is that there's enough people that are on there that we should get 25 votes. How embarrassing is that? This is why I don't have a Patreon, because if nobody shows up, I'll feel like a dick. So I threaten people. I go,
yes, that's so much better. I'm mad about it, so I'm going to yell at the people that I need and try to shame them.
Here. Someone's going to be taught a lesson. All right. If we don't win, no show on Monday. That's it.
And here we are.
So here we are.
We still didn't win, but we didn't lose. But we didn't lose. We tied.
Okay. But then something happened that would soften my heart and said, you know what? I don't care if we lose or not. I will still do a show. This show right here is dedicated to Budweiser, because Budweiser went over on his Twitter account and said, hey, listen, go to this. Please go to this. Please go to this tweet, this link, and vote for Chevy Van, or I won't get a podcast on Monday. And I said, how can I do that to Budvugger? How can I?
We can't let him down.
I can't. It warmed, it melted my heart. It did. I'm serious when I say that. It melted my heart. Now, for the rest of you, very disappointed.
All right.
Extremely disappointed.
Well, Dean says, okay, Eric.
Come on.
Come on.
Shame.
Well, not for nothing. We could have promoted this all week.
I did. I said, hey, go vote.
Did not.
How many times I got to tell you people something?
Well, if they don't listen immediately.
They had a week.
But if they don't listen right away, you don't know how people listen to us.
You know something? You are just like a woman. You sit there and you...
I have empathy and sympathy for our audience. You're just, you fuckers. You mean. It's me, me.
I'm disciplining the children, and you're over there being an agent for the kids.
I'm loving my family.
I know.
You're just a grumpy old bugger.
I'm going to protect the children from the big old bad daddy.
See? Sparky says I'm the voice of reason.
So here we are. Okay, so then I go on a bitch fest. Not only do I do a bitch fest in Discord, I went on Twitter and did a bitch fest. I went on TikTok and did a bitch fest.
It was embarrassing.
I think I did it on YouTube. No, Facebook too. I don't know. Now, I drove. This is what's really upsetting. I drove over 600 views to that tweet.
We did. We drove a lot of traffic over there.
I still
we could have had a few more votes. Well, honestly, I think you got people going to look at it, and they either voted the other way because it's fun to make Jamingo freak out.
Okay,
remember that?
Yeah, because Bob. Bob's sitting there goes, well, you know something? I really think that having my baby was the worst. I don't care. I don't care.
He voted the other way.
And then Mike, that asshole from Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks, he'll do it. If whatever I say, he'll do the opposite because that's just the kind of guy he is.
He likes watching you freak out. Point in hand right here.
So I was like, I don't ask for much. I come in here twice a week, try to entertain you. I ask for one little thing, and it's not like there was hundreds of, thank God that show doesn't get a lot of views.
Oh my God.
Oh, we would have got our asses kicked. There's 25 and we couldn't get 25. My friends voted 7, 10, 12 times. We were still losing 12, 13. I can count for 13 votes. My 7, 8, you voted for us, right?
No, I voted 3.
Oh, you voted
3.
My 7, you're 3.
10.
Bruce is 3. It's 13. Aaron said he voted twice. That's 15. And Luis voted. And Budvugger is 16.
But it's all different platforms. So they voted on different platforms.
Okay.
See, here's Red. Hi, Red.
Yeah.
Oh, John is screaming right now.
Yeah, I am. I was like pissed. And to be honest with you, if you really want to be honest, we lost. I voted 7 times and we tied. So we lost, and you voted 3.
It was awesome. I'm sorry. Well, that's how it's set up. I voted on,
I had a great time on the show.
It was a lot.
And the show was a lot of fun.
I highly recommend you all follow
it. And then again, I understand. Look, I understand how the game's played. I do.
There is no winner. It's always a perpetual tie.
It's true. So I'm sitting there and I go, if there's only like 30 votes and I can't pull 30 votes on my own.
Apparently not.
And all my family and friends vote 15 times, and we tie.
Yeah, well, they probably voted against you. So,
how dare you?
Well, they did. Clearly, they did.
Out there that voted against me. How dare you?
I will find you.
I will find you.
He has a special set of skills. He will find you. It was a blast. I can't wait to see it when it gets to the semifinals or wherever the next level is where they'll sort it out.
Yeah, we drove over 600 views to the tweet and only 26 votes.
Red said he didn't vote. Well, if you did, I mean,
And Red didn't vote. Thank God we would have lost. Thank God Red didn't vote.
It was so much fun.
It's the disrespect that I can't get over. It is. It's the disrespect. A vote against Domingo is a vote for democracy. That's what Bob did. Don't worry, Bob. I see you. I see you.
Well, we'll see when Bob goes on.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what.
You're in trouble, Bob.
I'm taking all my votes and I'm voting against. I don't care if Bob has the shittiest song in the history of shitty songs. I'm voting for Red when Bob comes on.
You'll have to listen to this week's. They have Bobby Boucher, who's like 50 Shades of Boucher. And his voice, he reminds me of Archer. If you've ever listened to or seen Archer on TV, the guy, he does like Bob's Burgers, whoever that guy is that does the voice, that's what it's reminiscent of that.
He sounds like a redneck. He sounds like Jody B.
Bobby?
I think.
Boucher? No.
Yeah, I've heard him before.
I've
been
think
on
so.
a podcast with Bobby before.
I'm going to disagree with that. He sounded there were times where that's what he sounded like was Archer to me, but it was the challenge on this week is Kenny Rogers versus Dolly Parton, and it is the songs are horrible. I highly recommend you go listen to them. They're fantastic.
Dolly Parton does have some stinkers.
It's old Dolly Parton songs, old ones.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
and then Kenny Rogers, he's another hit or misser. But
yeah. Well, if I think it was part of his greatest hits, but it was at the bottom of the barrel on the greatest hits.
You know how old I'm getting? They had a huge concert out in California, Fire Aid for all them. I had no idea it was even going on. Did you?
I've never heard of Fire Aid. Oh, well, that's I heard they had a concert. Yes, I'd seen it.
I never heard that they were having a concert for it. I had no idea. I would have watched it. Like Live Aid. We were so psyched for Live Aid. It was here in Philadelphia. Kenny Rogers Greatest versus the Bargain Store. Oh. Well, I mean, so good. Kenny Rogers has some really good songs.
Well, the song is The Greatest. That's the name of the song is Kenny Rogers, The Greatest, and versus Dolly Parton's The Bargain Store. I am very torn on this one. I listened to the whole thing. I was walking through Target and they are destroying. Yeah, it drops Sunday. Okay. And they're commentating, and I'm at the point where I'm listening to the Dolly Parton song, and they are destroying her. And I'm walking through Target with AirPods on, laughing out loud. I'm like, I look insane. It was so funny. So, but yeah, the Fire Aid, I didn't see who performed, but I'd seen people share it.
Well, one of the big things was, what was the band? Nirvana came back.
Nirvana
came back without Kurt Cobain, because so they had other people come out and sing the songs, but
so Dave Grohl played the drums.
Dave Grohl played the drums, and the big tall fat guy played the guitar, and then the other small skinny gay guy played the other guitar. And then they had Joan Jett sing a song, and Dave Grohl's daughter came out and sang also. So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
And Joan Jett's going on tour this year with Billy Idol.
How can I tell the difference? Both of them look like old lesbians.
Well, at least Billy Idol still has the white hair. Joan Jett still has the black hair.
Okay. All right.
You can tell them apart, but yeah.
So then we go from that and we roll right into the Grammys. Anybody watch the Grammys?
Nope, I didn't. No, I never watched award shows. I don't care.
Horrible.
Red was having a field day on Twitter last night. Did you watch any of his tweets?
Hang on, we'll get to him.
They were so great.
I gotta go to Kanye's wife.
Oh my God.
Kanye's wife, this is what she wore to the thing. They threw her out. They actually threw her out.
It's like a pantyhose dress.
She took some fat lady's stocking and cut it off at the toes and then put her ass into it. And that's how she looked. And look at him. He's a scuzzbag. I don't like him. I've never been a fan of his. And I think he just has her as a prisoner. I swear to God. She's dollar store Kim Kardashian. She's like
look at her eye. Like, so for people who can't see this, just Google Kanye West wife Grammys, and she's essentially naked. She's essentially naked.
Now and cover up the parts here with the
yeah, thank goodness. And she she looks sad. Like her eyes look sad, and it's just because she looks so much now like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing, and I feel bad for her. Like I think he clearly he makes her dress like that. So
Right. All right.
you know.
Let's see if I can find this. All right.
So
So let's go over to let's see which one I can find here.
eeny meeny.
Here we go.
Okay.
So here's Red's tweet. Whoops. So Red says, out of Chris Stapleton, Post Malone, Casey Musgraves, Lainey Wilson, and Beyonce. Beyonce had the best country album? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
Now, I get that because I figured all the rednecks would be upset that, you know.
Everybody should be upset. How is she got the best country out of country people? And then Beyonce. Beyonce's not country. She made a country-ish album.
Well,
country themed.
Let's go to see what the comments say.
Deadward.
That's a pretty good one. The shitty song of the week, because that's what you would call it? Will Smith's son, Jaden.
Yeah, I don't understand why he had a house
He
on
had
his
that
head.
suit on, which was nice. And then he had like a dollhouse stuck on his head.
Cut out of a house. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But it got him talking. It got him in the news. So people.
Right. Honest question. I only listen to some country once in a while, but is it because she's black? And Red goes, no, it's because the album sucks. I think it's a little bit because she's black. I think it's a little bit because she's black.
I don't think anybody cares that she's black. I think it's she sucks. And she got all pissy last year when she didn't get anything. And then I guess Jay-Z.
Well, she's going on tour, so.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, well, this will sell records. So now she's got money. So
Yeah.
the Red says 100%. 100%.
Those other albums aside from Laney's aren't really country either. So there are so many other country albums this year that should have been on. Listen, I swear to God,
I don't listen to country much anymore.
well, not only that, but they don't. The Grammys don't really tell you what's the best.
No, it's
People think I'm maggot. I don't know.
Not you, Red. Even though
No,
your name's literally Red.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's an old liberal kind of
he's
sort.
not old. He's younger than me.
He looks old.
Oh my God.
Like that. He looks like 10 miles of torn up road.
He does not. You stop that.
It's been a
Good
rough paper route.
Lord. Oh my God. You're so mean.
Yeah, he can say what he wants about me on his show. It's fine. I don't care.
Oh my God. He goes, thank you, John. Aw.
You're welcome.
So mean.
Oh my
damn
God.
it.
I'm sick again, or whatever. I started getting sick last night.
Stay over there.
I have to, so if I have to shut my mic off and cough, I apologize. I ate about 100 cough drops today, and then my stomach's growling. And Duchess says, if you eat a lot of that artificial sweetener, it makes you have the runs. I'm like,
Don't cough too hard.
that's what happened.
You see John cough, and then the screen will just go blank. Like,
I scooted into the bathroom around 2:00, and it sounded like someone threw a whole bucket of water into the toilet.
oh,
And I was scared when it came out. So anyhow, so after Kanye with his wife, she got thrown out. And I love when the people from the Grammys get up and they lecture you about
fuck them.
about what's going on in the world and all. And we're like,
stupid
hey,
celebrities.
you know what? I have chicken. Oh, you know what I did? I made the Amish penicillin, which is you cut up a red onion, you put it in a jar with some garlic, and then you pour honey all over it, and you let it sit for 12 hours, and then you take a teaspoon of it or a tablespoon in the morning, and then you're supposed to take a tablespoon at night. Well, I said, oh, this is going to be bad because I haven't tried it. So I strained it out this morning. I'm like, hey, it's bad. I took it all. It was okay. And that actually worked for a little bit. So I'll do 2 when I go upstairs. But so I figured that's better than any other cough. And then I had, this is how many cough drops I ate. That was full when I started.
Oh, that's a lot of cough drops, John.
One.
That's candy. That's like candy.
Yeah. Well, it does work. So I have them over. Oh my God, my stomach. I swear to God, it's like.
I know. It's great. John's gonna cough real hard, shit his pants, and we're gonna end the show. 'Cause we're gonna go away.
I can't pass gas. I know that. I'm
Don't
sorry.
push anything
I
out.
couldn't push anything out. I couldn't even sneak. I couldn't even do a one cheek sneak.
Ew.
Speaking of,
Classy.
speaking of the Super Bowl, what? Speaking of the Super Bowl, my Eagles are playing Sunday.
The big game. Yeah.
Big game. They're on minus 1.5 against the Chiefs, so they're an underdog.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might win this one. I really do. But here's something. All right, you know how I don't like that girl, Kristen Welker, who's on ABC,
Correct.
the real angry one with the big eyes when she
Mhm.
attacks the people. Would you believe? Well, I'll just show you.
You are a Eagles fan.
A big Eagles fan.
Eagles fan.
Big time Eagles fan.
You're hosting Meet the Press this Sunday.
Yes.
Be honest, how much will your headspace be thinking about the game?
I'm going to try my best to focus on Meet the Press.
It would
this
be a
weekend,
bummer if, like,
but
you had these like world leaders and you were like, "What do you think Jalen Hurts is going to throw for?"
It may or may not be my last question to
Yeah,
every
very
guest. No, but I should say, I've lived in D.C. now for over a decade.
Yeah.
So I'm not torn, but there is a lot of my friends are going to be.
And I will say, I mean, look, you obviously want your team to win, and you want them to win by a lot. Is the story of the Commanders is a nice story. I do. I mean, Washington football fans have not had a good run of things.
I root for them all of the time, except for when they're playing against the Eagles.
And then
And we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
The Eagles destroyed the Commanders.
They really did.
I was like,
did.
but I have to tell you, now that I know she's an Eagles fan, I hate her less.
Of course you do.
I have a warm spot in my heart for her now.
It's like you're like the Grinch. Your heart grew
Yeah, it's
3
like,
times bigger.
Like I despised her when she was attacking, JD Vance and any Republican on these news shows.
All right,
And
Bud
now-
Bugger's got you covered. He hates her more.
Yeah, he hates her more. Oh, he hates her more because she's an Eagles fan. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, there's no accounting for taste, but
Yeah.
you were her at this point. So all you Eagles fans, it's a hodgepodge. You people.
I know.
That's all right. I'm still gonna root. I'm gonna root for you for your team.
You didn't hear that, did you? You didn't hear me cough?
No.
I have a cough button. I'm a big podcaster. I'm a big boy podcaster. I have a cough button.
The mute button. Yeah, there you go.
I have a mute button.
So that's cool. So you look so proud of yourself. Like
I'm proud of myself.
I'm a big kid now. Yeah.
All right. So
Mhm.
we have a story here that Duchess brought up.
Mhm.
Let me share my screen. And I really don't have anything to share about this one because for some reason in my warped childhood, this never happened to me. But it's 23 more whoops I accidentally with my parents' story.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? That's never really happened to me. I never had that one. Vicky Krista, Barcelona.
No, Vicky Cristina, Barcelona.
Okay. It's just
Okay.
2000. When I was in
Yeah.
high school, my family was getting ready to go on a trip to Spain. My mom decided to rent it because it set in Spain. She heard the music. The scenery was beautiful. Well, it turns out no amount of gorgeous music and scenery is worth watching a threesome with your parents.
I've not seen that. It had like Javier Bardem and whoever, Penelope Cruz, and then whoever else.
Now, this movie I have seen, Bull Durham. I don't really remember a lot of sex scenes in this. to be
I
honest.
do. Like Susan Sarandon like humped everybody through the whole fucking
I know.
movie.
I know she was a whore in this movie.
Yeah.
But
She's a randy gal.
I have a real soft spot for Susan Sarandon because she's
You
got,
do?
she's
Oh, I know. I actually got boobs
big fucking tits. Yes.
and big ass eyes.
Yeah, I know she does have some big eyes. You just throw a
Buggy
sheet over
ass.
it. My mother took my mother took my grandfather to see it in the theater because he was a huge baseball fan. She was mortified by the sex scene. Of course, afterwards, when someone asked my grandfather what he thought about the film, he simply said, "Well, it wasn't really about baseball."
No,
So,
not really. Yeah.
Dracula had sex scenes in it. I don't remember. this.
Yeah. Oh, this scene. Yeah. Yeah.
When that scene came on, my mom explained that wasn't in the book. I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think that was the one with Gary Oldham, and for some reason, very appealing in that movie. Like, there's just something about him. It's the hat, the hair. I don't know.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
scene where Winona Ryder's walking down the street and he's like, "Look at me," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll look at you." Okay.
Well, apparently,
Yeah.
Dracula got Duchess.
Well, that was just
1992. Was very
there's something
young.
kind of sexy
Very
about him. It was creepy when he turned into like I didn't want him to turn into Dracula. Just
okay.
the lead up to it.
The Shape of Water. I watched it with my grandparents. I was sitting in between them. My grandfather just had surgery, and he was it was the movie he wanted. At first, sitting between them was funny because they kept leaning over to talk to each other because they're trying to figure out where they had seen Sally Hawkins before. Then came all the sex scenes. They were totally fine, but all I could think was, "Holy shit! Why did I sit here?" So I'm trying to think like of any of these I've seen. Spread.
I haven't seen Spread.
I haven't seen Spread.
It doesn't sound legit. Like it sounds like a movie that's gonna have a lot of sex.
Yeah, I saw this movie in the theaters with my mom. Basically soft porn. My dad had won tickets for a radio to see it, but he couldn't go, so he gave my mom and me the tickets. It was rated PG-13 on the tickets. My mom and I even looked up the description online. Didn't sound like it was basically soft porn. So when we get in the theater, the ratings come up before the film and it says R, and we discuss leaving, but we decided to stay and see what happens since we had been given the tickets are free and I was like 17. Well, if you're 17, you can get, So seeing an R-rated movie wasn't a huge deal. The movie starts playing and awkward. One of those things we laugh about now and tell people. My mom took me to my first porno and my dad got me the tickets. So I'm trying to see 40-Year-Old Virgin. Okay.
That was funny.
That was funny.
That was a cute
My
movie.
sister and I thought it would be a good idea as teenagers to go see this with our conservative dad. I will never know. Like, did we not think it?
Do you want me to read this?
40-Year-Old Virgin? Sorry. I was doing pretty good up until then. Anyway, the scene with Seth Rogen's character is talking about a donkey show in Mexico. So awkward.
That's
creepy. All right, so you have a story, right?
I have two. They're not so in depth, but so there was when my mother decided she's going to take my brother to see Stripes in the movie theater. My brother was like 11.
Murphy and
yes. So there was tons of boobs. It was the shower scene where the one colonel stand there like rub them with water, like make sure
that's right.
Loofah. And my mom's like, like it was clearly not for 11-year-olds. So
11. Well, geez.
My brother was 11 when she took him. So he was like he was like naked, and she's like, oh my God. So my mother did not have good decision on that. And then when Top Gun came out, we were like, cool. So my mom and I went to see Top Gun. We're going to see, the guys play volleyball and this, that. Well, there's like that hot and heavy sex scene kind of in the middle of that where it's like, where it's like very slow. And it's like, it's a slow scene. And they're playing the music and you're watching Tom Cruise, which is kind of gross. And it was just like, I just remember sitting next to my mother, like, I don't want to be here for any of this. It was so awkward. It'd been funny if I was with my girlfriends and then we would have giggled over it. But it was like my mother next to me. It was like, no, absolutely not. Just absolutely.
Would have been more awkward if she started to go to third base.
Ew. Oh, God damn. That's off.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Mom! Can't do that. What are we doing here?
Disgusting. So here you go. Mike from Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks says, I'm taking a bubble bath while watching. I wish I had a glass of wine.
I wish you had a glass of wine too, Mayor Mike. And a toaster plugged in. Just kidding. God.
No, just the wine.
So a plane crashed in Northeast Philly. Was it Friday night?
Left turn. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Did you have another story?
No, I'm good.
I was changing subject. No?
No, it's all good. You just literally like sharp turned on that. So
as I do.
As you
I do, because I'm out. There's click, click, click. Nothing in the chamber.
Yeah, I can tell.
Do you have anything?
No, I'm good.
Because I don't want to premature.
So the plane crash.
He's story late.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the plane crashes in Northeast Philly on Friday night. Mm-hmm. And that's a place where I've been to several times, that Roosevelt Mall.
Yeah, it's a high class area, right? High classy.
It's high class for Northeast Philly. I mean, It's like an open mall, and there's restaurants.
Do you have to carry protection when you walk through there?
Well, back when I went there, no. It was the lighter part of Philadelphia, shall we say.
Oh.
Just saying. Wasn't a lot of Democrats there. And anyhow, I know exactly where this plane hit. I know exactly where the corner is. I've been there. So to see this happen, and when I first saw it, it's down the street from a murder motel. Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
So high class part of town. Okay.
Wait a minute. No, that's not where this. I thought there was a strip club there too, but no, that's another place.
Okay.
Anyhow.
Anyway.
When I first saw the video for this, I was like, holy shit. I didn't think it was a plane. I said, this has got to be a missile.
It hit the ground so fast and so hard. Like it was just pointed. Oh, we're going to watch.
All right. Now, if you're listening to this as a podcast, you're not going to see what happened, but I'm going to hit the play button here and watch this thing come in. It's insane. I mean, it looked like a missile. I really thought that it was a missile.
It looked like a missile. It really did.
I thought, one of those moose lambs brought one of those water pipes over from the Gaza and shot one up in the air.
It was like they pointed it to the ground and put it up, however they move a plane, whatever they do, push it forward, accelerate, hit the gas button, whatever. They flew it to the ground. Like,
right. This is from a different spot, but where you can actually see where it actually hits.
Allahu Akbar.
Oh, that was another reason why I thought it might have been a Moose Lamb missile.
Yeah, the Al Akbar there.
Moose Lamb missile. That might be its show title. Write that down.
Yeah, spell it like moose though.
Moose Lamb.
Because it won't go.
Okay.
But it's amazing how many people had eyes on it. Like how people were just filming.
Yeah.
Like they just happened to be.
That's the other thing. When I saw this one, I had a feeling that maybe, just maybe, this guy was waiting for this thing to hit here. But how would they even know?
They wouldn't.
I mean, just the impact of that.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. What the hell? What the hell?
The other thing is that they said that there's debris went out like anywhere from a quarter to a half mile.
Yeah. It was full plane. I mean, like it was full of fuel.
The impact.
Yeah.
The crater was 8 feet deep.
That's fucked.
That's insane.
I know.
This poor guy here.
That's what Sparky says. Black box found 8 feet under.
Yeah. This poor guy here, let's see. He gets hit in the head.
Poor guy sitting in a restaurant.
He gets hit in the head with a piece of the plane.
I didn't even see it. Like
everybody. Well, yeah, it's because it came in like a wrecking ball.
And the person he's with, I don't think noticed.
Watch, here he is. Bang.
Oh my God. Oh, different guy. Okay.
No, same guy. Watch, takes his head right off. Look how good I am at this.
The other guy had a cowboy hat.
Coming.
Go back to a little bit before this. The first.
All right, hang on.
That guy has a cowboy hat. It's not the same guy.
No, this is the guy with the cowboy hat here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Watch. He's got the cowboy hat. This guy's down already. Hold on, hang on. Let me back this up. If you're listening to the podcast, I apologize. So he grabs his head.
I see. I'm looking at the cowboy hat guy. I didn't realize the guy.
Incoming!
That's amazing. Because I can't believe it hit his hat and not like the middle of his fucking forehead.
It grazed him, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because his wife was sitting there. This is his wife. She gets up I don't know why she got up to do something, go to the bathroom or something. And when that sucker hit, you'll see she goes crawling back to get into the thing.
She's like, fuck that.
Fuck that. I'm getting back in there. Yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, that's quite the. Ooh. Took his hat right off.
It was amazing.
Yeah. They find any passports perfectly pristine? No, they have not. Well, I don't know that yet. I have no idea.
From Mexico, I'm sure, but
right.
The irony that these people were legit here from Mexico and flying back, like they're like, "Yay, you're better. You're going home." Like,
right. You're cured. We cured you. After all
Fucking A.
that, you're cured.
Yeah.
The DC plane, and it's funny because all the shit
Do you
that's
see what
going
Mike
on.
wants you to do?
I don't have. Wait a minute. Do I have it doing sound?
Well, maybe even.
Let me see. Hang on. All right, hang on. Let's do this.
Well, maybe not now, but in the podcast.
I can do it now.
Okay.
So we'll say right here. All right, here we go.
No, he didn't die, Jody.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Or
It's the timing.
try one more time. So here we go. The second one. Here it comes and how's that? Does that work? All right. The other one was the one in Washington where the helicopter crashed into the.
Yeah.
So you asked if there was a list of the people. The one girl, the pilot. This is the pilot of the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is was Captain Rebecca M. Laboche, I guess.
Lobach, maybe. Yeah.
Laboche was the member of the crew killed on the training mission. She was 28 years old, and she was like a White House intern. Because she was in the White House when they were giving those Medal of Honors out, like when they gave it to George Soros and all that. She was one of the military escorts, so she was like a big Biden supporter.
Yeah, but they said if you scroll down in the article,
mm-hmm.
It said right there she was an aviation officer from 2019 to 2025. So it's not like she just learned yesterday.
No, I know that, but I'm just, you know what? It stinks. It really stinks that she did not see this. That no one on that helicopter saw that airplane. It's like almost like they were aiming for it, to be honest with you. And you know how Trump wants to take gays and trans out of the military. We'll find out. This was one of the attorneys. She was an attorney flying back. Her father had just had an operation, and she's 30 years old. Her mother was having a surgical procedure, so she flew out and then she flew back and died. Here's some of the skaters.
That's sad.
That is sad. And then that's the pilot. He was engaged to get married. I'm sure his husband B was probably really upset. No, I'm kidding. It's terrible, John. You're terrible.
Good Lord.
And then here's the other pilot.
Oh,
I don't know. Allah Akbar. No, I shouldn't. Never mind.
His name's Jonathan Campos. It's not Allah Akbar.
All right. So
these poor babies.
I know. It's a sin. All these people. And so now there's all these other plane crashes, and people are going, what's going on with all the plane crashes?
Right. Well,
I just think, maybe it's me, but I do believe that with all the shit that's going on with Trump and these Democrats. See, when Biden was elected, did we go insane? Were we having rallies? Did we do all this shit that they're doing?
Yeah, probably.
Did we?
Probably.
Were we freaking out on social media? I don't.
Yes. Yes. Are you kidding? Yeah. No. You were freaking out. Fuck. Go back and look at you on 2020, 2021.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed that many people were.
You freaked out that we got tied on a vote for shitty song of the week.
Well,
so
true.
Yeah, you were freaking out. Don't sugarcoat this bitch.
All right. Maybe I
was a little agitated. Oh, but yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying that there's a lot of time when you're, but I know
feel passionate. I get it.
I mean, I see a lot of people now where they're threatening violence to Trump supporters and go ahead, come into my restaurant with your "Make America Great" hat on again. I'm like,
that's bullshit. Yeah, people shouldn't
I'm not
do
doing that. Yeah, not worried about that. So he's really. I mean, Trump's not letting any grass grow under his feet. I love it, but still.
Well, see how it all works out.
Like, what was it? Yesterday, he bombed Somalia. And I didn't even know there's anything going on in Somalia.
Why did we bomb Somalia?
There was ISIS in Somalia. Okay. So we bombed them. So
we decided that we're just going to turn around and go to Somalia and just
boop. You know what? There's this guy here. Well, he explains it in his tweet. Okay. Would you like to read this?
Do I have to read it like Trump?
Of course you do. That's the only reason I bring him up.
This morning, I ordered a precision military airstrikes on the senior ISIS attack planner and the other terrorists he recruited and led in Somalia. These killers, who we found hiding in caves, threatened the United States and our allies. These strikes destroyed the caves they live in and killed many of the terrorists without, in any way, harming civilians. Our military has targeted this ISIS attack planner for years, but Biden and his cronies wouldn't act quickly enough to get the job done. I did. The message to ISIS and all others who will attack America is that we will find you and we will kill you. I can't do it. That's no good.
Well, you can. You got to throw your back into it. You're good. You go in and out of it.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's fine.
Here's Bob's comment. Sounds like Trump doing my voice.
It sounds like Trump's.
It's so bad. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Trying to see if I can find where I have.
It's so bad.
Somewhere. Oh, here it is. So what I have here is we actually he declassified the bombing attack so we can all watch it. This way, look, I show you right here. This way, they're sitting there in their caves. They're planning their attack, and the next thing you know, here comes Trump.
Big boom.
Big boom. No more ISIS. They're gone.
Bye-bye, ISIS. You fired.
ISIS. You're fired.
You're fired from life. Oh, my God.
We didn't kill one Sicilian. We're better than the Jews. I said, go get him.
Oh, here goes Sparky says, bye-bye, ISIS. You need a new cave.
Listen, I redecorated your cave. It's much bigger now. You can't use it, but somebody else might.
Your secret doors are gone, though. Oh my God! You need a new cave. That's funny.
Got a new cave. Yeah, I like Duchess reads. Whoops.
That's
I
so
like
bad.
it when Duchess reads Trump tweets. It's my favorite.
They're so terrible. God. Sorry, everyone. So bad.
What's the other thing? So the other thing that really perked me up a little bit this weekend was while all Washington's government workers went home for Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Not Elon Musk. He likes working the weekends.
He did. He locked a lot of folks out.
Well, he went in and saw what USAID, which is it's the United States something of international something.
Yeah, them.
It's them.
Those guys. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's ask ChatGPT.
Say, hey Siri. She's right there.
No. You got to ChatGPT.
Alexa. Okay.
Yeah. What does USAID stand for?
In this context, AIDS stands for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome.
No.
What did you mean by A?
What does USAID stand for? USAID, the acronym.
USAID stands for the United States Agency for International Development.
There you go.
All right, thank you. Just like a woman. No.
You weren't clear.
Oh, it's always my fault.
You said USAID. You didn't say USAID.
I knew it was going to be my fault.
It is your fault.
I knew it.
She answered your question.
I knew it. But yeah, he's like Trump's like, I'm gonna put tariffs on you. We're gonna take Panama back. We're gonna make Canada our 51st state. There's nothing you can do about it.
And we're taking Greenland too.
Yeah.
Fuck
and
you all.
everybody's like, no, you're not. He's like, all right, I tell you what, I put 25% tariffs on all your goods. And then Canada freaked the fuck out.
They caved so quick.
So much so
Knuckled under.
that my Canadian girlfriend was pissed off at me because I voted for Trump.
Whatever.
Yeah,
We'd like the country to fucking continue.
So,
My fault.
so
We don't
she's
live in Canada.
She's like, this is going to, I said, yeah, I get it.
Don't care.
I said,
Don't
well,
care.
listen, just so you know, I won't charge a 25% tariff on your editing. I won't do that. Okay. Is that okay? And then they're fighting with me. Her co-host Lisa is fighting with me over on TikTok because I said
Of course
something about Bobby Kennedy. And she goes, he's an anti-vaxxer and he just wants to do this to make his own money. And I'm like, you don't have a
he has all his money.
I said,
He has a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, you have no idea what you're talking about. He's not an anti-vaxxer. He's not at all. Dutchies don't like him. I love him. I want him in.
I have questions about him. And honestly, I don't think he's going to get in. I think he's the throwaway.
But if
he's not going to get in.
Do you think he should be? All right, let me ask you this.
I don't know. I didn't like some of his answers.
Which answers didn't you like?
Oh God, there was a few
Listen to me
days
now.
ago.
I'm sounding like Paul Revere.
Yeah. Paul Revere.
I don't know how to say his last name. I just call him Pierre
Poutine. I thought you called him Pierre Poutine.
Pierre Paul Revere actually sounds closer to his name.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what his.
There we go.
How do you say his name?
I think it's
Paul
Revere.
Revere.
You can ask Chat GPT.
I refuse to ask her again unless I know what to say.
Well, you asked the question.
That's the guy from Canada. His name sounds like Pierre Paul Revere. Try it. What's the guy from Canada in government? His first name's Pierre. His last name sounds like Paul Revere.
He's running for prime minister. Maybe you could ask who that is.
You're thinking of Pierre Poilievre. He's a prominent Canadian.
There you go.
Pierre Poilievre. That Pierre Poilievre sounds like Pierre Paul Revere.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You just like Paul Revere.
Isn't Paul Revere funnier than Paulie Walnuts? Whatever his name is, Pierre Paulie Walnuts.
How do you say his name?
Pierre Paul Revere.
You've already right past it.
I can't remember it.
Don't give a shit.
I can't remember.
Pierre Paul Revere. That's it. That's his name forever.
Don't change the subject. What are the things that Bobby Kennedy said that you don't like?
I have concerns about some of his views on vaccines. I wasn't able to hear all of his testimony and all of it because I was at work. So I can't say I'm against him, but I feel like some of his answers were a little.
The ones you couldn't hear?
No, the ones that I could. I would like more clarification on some of his thoughts.
So the ones that you heard that you didn't like, they were?
Well, again, this was several days ago, so I don't have them all noted to memory. But I have concerns about some of his thoughts on on vaccines. I had them all in front of me. I don't recall them. So I just feel like I don't know. I don't like him. So I don't want to say I don't like him. It's not correct. I did not feel 100% confident in some of the answers that I heard. I think that might have been more what I'm going with. Not that I disliked him. It's unfortunate his voice sounds the way it does.
I think that's the reason you don't like him, is because of his voice.
No, because he can't help that. He's not like going like he's not faking that. Like, I understand that's his voice. I feel bad for him because it's difficult to understand him and it's hard to follow him.
I know voice has a big thing for you because of Mike Rowe, and
that's not it. I don't dislike him because of how he sounds. That's not his fault. It's not an affectation. That's truly an illness.
But you can't say that. You can't say, listen, I don't want him because I can't stand listening to this guy.
No, I think that's why people are turned off on him, because they don't want to hear someone for Health and Human Services who sounds like he can't fucking talk.
But you don't like the answers that he gave that you can't remember about vaccines, and the other answers that you didn't hear.
Yeah. There you go.
Good.
There you go. Make me sound like a total piece of shit. Thank you.
just trying to clarify what you're saying.
Yeah, you can't. So.
Okay. Anyhow, what I like about him is he really wants to. No one's since 1986. They don't have to test these things for safety, and they have a blanket immunity. The pharmaceutical companies, you can't sue them for damages.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to change that. I like that. there's an epidemic of autism going on here, and nobody knows where it comes from. And he's like, why can't we ask? Why can't we question? Why can't we do studies to see where this is coming from? We have a bunch of kids now that are they put them on medication for the Ritalin, and they put them for, by the time these kids get to be 18, they're tweaking like a meth addict. And then the same thing with the food. Why do we have 40 ingredients in our foods and other countries have 10, and the 30 ingredients we have are outlawed in their food because it's bad for you, but not in this country? It's fine.
Because it's sold out to the companies. That's why. I mean,
well, I want somebody to hold their feet to the fire.
Okay.
Really do.
So do you think Bobby Kennedy's going to do that?
Yeah, I do.
So that's why he's not getting in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I want him in there because everybody else don't want him in there.
Do you think there's nobody else?
No.
If he gets bounced, who's Trump going to pick?
I don't know, but whoever it is will be a shill for the pharmaceutical companies.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do. Who else do you think?
I don't know who Trump has lined up.
I
didn't know half of these fucking people. Until they were paraded out.
I don't know anybody that has the passion for this topic, this subject, more than he does.
Oh, he's made money off it too. Everybody's making money off of this.
Listen, I want Trump's in. I voted for Trump to get in there and shake the fucking trees.
Yeah,
and watch the monkeys fall the fuck out. And so far, he's been doing it, and I'm all for it. I mean, he triggered the fuck out of Bernie and Pocahontas, Hiawatha. Yeah, yes, he did. And I like that.
I didn't like the way they what I didn't appreciate was I don't like when they're questioning and they don't give the opportunity to answer, because they're not yes, no. Some of these are not yes, no questions.
Right.
And the Republicans do it too. I've seen Josh Hawley do it. I've seen several of them do it. Yes or no. It's not always yes or no. Now, of course, with Mayorkas or he was a piece of shit, and some of those were yes, no questions. But I think because of Bobby Kennedy, RFK Jr.'s speech impediment, or the delay in him speaking, I feel like they kind of steamrolled him, and that I don't like, because everybody deserves a chance to speak up and defend themselves. So at one point, I did appreciate the fact when he got up, he just stood up and was like with the jacket and the button, and then he just kind of about face. I was like, damn, that was pretty solid, like, statement when he was done for the day. Like, just the way he stood up and just snapped his jacket and buttoned, it looked kind of, it was kind of like a big fuck you. But
Bobby
I don't know. Yeah. When he was done being questioned. He
got attacked for over an hour.
Yeah. No, I don't. No. What I'm saying is, and he got up, he was very dignified about it. He took this ass kicking, and I felt bad because nobody should get abused for wanting a position.
Right.
And and he just got up, and when he was done, he just very professionally, snapped himself together, like the jacket and the buttoned, and it just looked kind of like badass, like a fuck you kind of a move. But I don't know.
Like Tulsi, the big thing with them is that they went after her about
Snowden. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, there's two things here. One, he broke the law by letting these files out.
Of course.
But there was no way to let these files out without,
breaking the law.
Way of doing it. Right.
Yeah.
And secondly, he was the reason he released this is because the government was spying on their people against the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So two things can be right. He broke the law, but he's not a traitor. And they wanted her to say he's a traitor, and she wouldn't do it. And I like that, because don't tell her what to say. Just ask her the question and then accept the answer. Don't sit there and say, just where the rubber meets the road. This is where the rubber meets the road, and you gotta say he's a traitor. And she's like, he broke the law. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he broke the law. I'm not saying he's a traitor. You could just fuck right. I would love her to say, you know what? You and your slappy, slurpy fucking mouth can fuck right off.
Well, the votes are tomorrow, so we'll see how this turns out.
Well, also, I have a feeling that since Trump has went insane, that they might just not vote for any of his fucking people because of what he did this weekend with the USAID, or the USAID's, USAID, and everybody thinks that that's just where they give aid to. Oh, it's where they give aid to the poor people. No, it's not.
Did
No,
you
it's
see
not.
Ilhan Omar got up and she was fussing about that's where I got my aid. I'm like, well, if you need aid, then go the fuck back home. How about that? They'll give you plenty aid there.
Where is she? I have her here.
Scuzzy bugger.
I thought I had her. I don't have her here.
Okay.
Damn it. I thought I had her. Nope. Anyhow, so yeah, she got up there.
Well.
This is against the Constitution. So they all marched down to the U.S. Well, so this is what happened over the weekend. I'm sure you've heard. The USAID, Elon Musk team went in there and they found a lot of shit shenanigans going on, where the CIA spent millions of dollars to prosecutors to prosecute Trump, right? And we all thought it was Soros. Soros only put $10,000 in. These guys put in hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions, to do this. And then they found all this other bullshit that was going on. And they're like, this is a waste of money. We shouldn't be sending this out. And they shut it down. And then these pricks that worked in the department, they came in and tried to sign in and get that money out anyhow. Like, they tried to get it out. And when they saw them doing that, they locked them out. Now, I didn't know this. Have you ever heard of USAID before? I didn't. I never heard of it before.
There's a ton of departments in the that I'm not aware of, I'm sure.
Well, apparently it's been going on for quite some time that they wanted to get rid of this. And basically, this is a slush fund for the CIA and black ops and everything else.
There you go.
Where they put this money in here. Yeah, about 95% of political contribution for USAID went to the Democrats. So they're fucking freaking out in Congress right now. So they marched their ass down there this morning. And where did it go? Here we go. They marched their ass down there this morning. All the congressmen were out there. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? And here's that rat scallion, Jamie Raskin. He's down there first.
Everybody loves him.
Elon Musk, you didn't create USAID. The United States Congress did for the American people.
Bullshit.
I don't think for the American people. I think for some American people.
You're like fucking Robin Hood. You're robbing from us and giving it away to everybody else.
Yeah. Well, it's the opposite of Robin Hood.
Did not create USAID. He doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are.
Hold my beer.
All right. We'll see. I don't know if that's true.
Elon Musk, you may have illegally seized power over the financial payment systems of the United States Department.
He didn't illegally do nothing. He was given the power. Trump told him to go in there and do this. He didn't illegally do anything. This is the lies that they're doing so they can get their sound bites. So the mainstream media, who's involved in this shit too, can spread these lies. So then we got him. Then we go over to this dickhead, Chris Van Hollen from Maryland. And
as you probably saw, Elon Musk and his crew put a gag order on AID employees. They disconnected them from email, which is putting lives at risk around the world.
No, it's not.
We are here to enter the building, and so we can hear firsthand from whoever is here at AID, or at least witness firsthand what is happening with this Elon Musk attempted takeover, which will not stand. We will prevail. Let's go.
And they marched their ass in there. Looks like an insurrection to me. No? Again.
There's no rednecks there, so it's not an insurrection.
Right. Here's the very first trans woman elected into Congress. She's upset.
An unconstitutional power grab. And it's also one part of a larger illegal and unconstitutional effort by this administration to gut the federal workforce and gut the federal government writ large. If they can get away with this with USAID, they can do it anywhere. And that means that no part of the federal government, including programs like Medicare and Social Security.
There we go. Didn't take long. Medicare, Social Security.
You're never lose your money.
That's not part of USAID. So, in other words, these scumbags in Congress have been taking this money and spreading it all around like horse manure and stuffing it in their own pockets and doing all this other shit that's going on. And now they've been exposed and they're freaking the fuck out because the gravy train is coming into the station and it's not leaving anymore. And they're all freaking out. Now, I don't know what this freshman Congress person is doing. I mean, I don't know which. Now all of a sudden we got to spread these lies.
Will be safe from this.
Playing the party game.
Legal. And it is just the first stop on this administration's effort to undermine programs and benefits in order to line the pockets of uber wealthy donors and friends of the president.
We don't want them to line their Uber donors and stuff with money. That's our job. That's what we do with this money. We can't. That's not fair. We've had this grift going on for decades. This was started in 1961, and we somehow wrestled it away from everybody, and then we kept it hush-hush, and we started jamming money into this thing with these omni bills where nobody knew where the money was, and we shoved it in there, and then we sent it on its way, and then mysteriously it made a left-hand turn and came right back to us. I don't know if you saw, and I don't have the audio of this, but what's his name? Zelensky from the Ukraine got an interview today this weekend.
Hey, where's my money?
And he says, "Oh yeah, by the way, Joe Biden sent over 172 million. We only saw 75 million of that, or billion. I'm sorry, billions and billions. Only 175 billion. We only saw 75 billion of it. Where'd the other money go?
Is it filtering through Joe's accounts?
Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? That's quite a lot of.
He mentions it now.
Well, yeah, now. Why? Because the money's getting cut off. The money's getting cut off, and he's like, "Hey, wait a minute." So now he kept his mouth shut when he was getting 75 billion, and then the rest of the money he didn't give a shit, right? Oh, do what you want. Now all of a sudden the money's getting cut off. Now all of a sudden he's throwing everybody under the bus.
Yep.
I want to know where that money's gone. Where that money went. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Where's that money going? I want Trump. What Trump's doing right now is exactly what we elected him to do. To go in there, shake the trees. When the monkeys fall out, find out which one of them are the good monkeys and the bad monkeys, and let's get rid of the bad monkeys. Shake that fucking tree. That's what I want him to do. That's why we voted for him. The tariff thing, though, I'm getting a little tired of it because he's like, "I'll tariff you. I'll tariff you." And then they go, and then they fight back, and then they go back, and then they go, "All right, I'm going to suspend the tariffs for 30 days, and then we'll see what happens." Why do we keep referencing people because monkeys are in trees, right? Are you upset? Oh, Katie Goebel. Come on, Katie Goebel. Monkeys are in trees. Monkeys swing from vine trees. Would you feel better, Katie Goebel, if I use squirrels? Is squirrels racially acceptable to you? Gray squirrels or red squirrels? Is that okay, Katie Goebel? I prefer monkeys. So I'll continue to use monkeys. If you ever put out another "Am I canceled?" you can use squirrels. Because I'm a little upset with you and Edward. It's Friday, it's today's and Monday at the end of the day. And guess what? I still don't have a fucking "Am I canceled?" Yeah, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Edward. Where's my goddamn episode? So when the monkeys fall out of the trees, how will Lisa's and Sam's Patreon be impacted by the tariffs? That's a good question. I don't know. I have to ask her that.
Maybe you should ask.
I have to. I can't really listen. We had to have a detente. We can't talk about this stuff because it gets too emotional. It's very heated. Like I feel like, I feel like I'm a part of the U.S. envoy to Canada over this. Like I could change something. I told him I'm not going to tariff her. So what's she worried about?
No, I'm sure she feels better now knowing.
No, not at all. Big orange.
What happens if you send her a gift?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Are you going to send any big gifts for Valentine's Day this year?
I sent her a TV and she didn't open it until June.
I know. Well, I was
I
just
don't know.
saying, do you have any other gifts going out that she can not
I'm
open
not
until
sure.
June?
Can I send her a U.S. passport? I don't know. She's very proud Canadian. She doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to be part of the United States. She don't want to be a filthy
Yeah,
American.
USA sucks.
Right.
Wah, I'm going to be where it's minus 400 degrees.
It was minus 49 degrees there.
That's stupid.
Minus 46. Minus 46 degrees Celsius there today, this morning. Yeah. Yeah, come to Saskatoon. You're out of your mind. How does things even, like, how do cars start? How does anything work there? I mean, I know when it gets down to like negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit here, shit starts freezing. Fuel lines and fuel starts freezing. I can't imagine negative. They almost killed themselves when they first started podcasting. They used to podcast in their car, and they would have an iPhone that they would put in a cup holder. That's how they used to record their podcast. And it was so cold that they were sitting in the car. They pulled into a parking garage and left it running, and they started to get carbon monoxide poisoning in the parking garage. So, yeah, I feel lightheaded and everything's tingly, and I feel sleepy. Maybe we should get out of this garage.
Sparky says send her a mixer, and she can make them cookies.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other mixer, like the mixer, like the Rodecaster Pro. She doesn't want one. I already asked her. I won't know how to use. You're going to send me something that I have to set up? All right, sorry. Not going to do that.
What don't you have to set up as a gift? Flowers, candy, I guess.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe a KFC 8-piece meal. I have to set that up.
How much would that cost?
I
know how much it costs here. A lot of money. Can you imagine in Canada?
Well,
you're paying like $50, $60, $80 for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here's the other thing.
Sparky has the best gift for her.
Oh yeah, but she doesn't like. Well, she had a McRib. If I could send Lisa a McRib, what I was going to do was wrap up an empty McRib box and put like a weight in it so it looked like she got one, and then mail it. And then when she opened up, it said, "Ha ha," but I didn't do. That's mean. That's very, very mean. Here's the other thing about Trump. I think sometimes he does shit, and then when he finds out, he kind of turns things around. Like he said, "Hey, tariffs start on Monday," and then the goddamn stock market tanked. Like it went down like 600 points. And he's like, "All right, I'm going to call him up this morning, and I'm going to talk to him this afternoon." And all of a sudden, this afternoon, no more tariffs. No more tariffs in
That's what the stock market does now.
Canada. No more tariffs in Mexico. And then all of a sudden, the stock market comes back up again.
Yeah.
Some could say that that's stock market manipulation. If you're shorting companies and then buying on the dip, you know, when you dip, we dip. You dip, I dip. We dip. Isn't that how that goes?
Put your hand up on it.
Right.
And you dip, I dip, we dip. Yeah. Yeah, you had it.
I think so. Something like
Edward says, this is terrifying.
Terrifying. Terrifying. Oh, that's a good one. Terrifying.
There's an episode title. Terrifying.
I like that.
Thank you, Edward.
Thank you, Edward. All right. I don't know if we're going to be able to do a whole show tonight.
Uh-oh. Someone guts a rumbling?
It's right now. I feel like a rocket ready to lift off this chair.
Ew.
I have so much pain in my lower gastronic extremities.
Huh? Gastronic extremities. Wow. Do you need to put on like the girl from Ipanema, and then
Just
take a little
one of these, and then I don't know.
Dip out?
Why don't we do this? What?
I'm looking at the comments.
What's the comment say?
Sparky says, "Let me take over." Aaron says, "Tag me in. I'll cover while you shit."
Okay.
Can John be on Discord while on the toilet? No. Give John 5 minutes.
I don't know if I have it. See, I don't know if Aaron is. How do I do this? Aaron, I don't see him. Here he is. Can I message him?
I don't know. You could.
Trying.
So,
friend. All right, Aaron, I just sent you the link to come in here. You come in here and I'll dip out and you can go do your. I'm not going to make it. I'm serious. I'm not going to make it.
are you going to come back or you're just going to vanish for?
Back.
Well, I don't know. You're just talking about you got to.
About a 5 minute. I'll shut the microphone off so you don't hear it, but there'll be a lot of screaming and yelling. Just
Hey, Jason. Jason from TNA's here. Just
Terrible.
in time for John to go take a shit.
I think it's just gas, but I can't. I'm afraid to, because it might be a wet one. Oh, here he is.
Hey, Aaron.
Aaron.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Pretty good. Hey, listen. Love to talk. I'll be right back.
Well, welcome aboard, Aaron. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful, Duchess. It's lovely to see you here. I got YouTube playing in the background here, so I can.
I think I just heard me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was say I'm getting a little echo here. I'm gonna.
Little bit. Well, everyone, this is Aaron. Aaron, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Except for the ones I actually know, like
The ones
Bruce and. I do occasionally pop in on the Discord, but I don't say too much. I usually just lurk. And for those of you that are unaware, but I guess I'll do a little self plug here. I am the host of I Had to Say It. I am also the producer, the social media manager, and every other thing, because it's just something I do for shits and gigs. So yeah.
So rude, Bruce. Bruce says, "My eyes."
Yeah,
he's just jelly. That's
Bruce.
all.
Yeah, I know.
Could have been you, Bruce.
Should have just jumped on it, Bruce. I tell you. But yeah, actually, it's kind of fun that. Let me touch your mustache. Well, I'm not sure if my wife would really appreciate other people touching her mustache. This is kind of, limited access. It's.
You got to be in the club.
But anyway, so how's things? I really. I don't know exactly how to derail where John was going with this. I have my own thoughts on this whole USAID thing. Let me touch your wife. Well,
I'm sorry. I'll keep the comments. Boom.
Oh no, that's okay. It makes me giggle. It's just the whole thing about that is it's like, yeah, you can try.
Lisa wants to know if your wife is in your mustache. I don't know if we want that answered.
She not at the moment. Yeah, no. That being said,
so your thoughts on the
derailed my own train of thought. Yeah,
USAID.
USAID thing. USAID. It is realistically the thing that really got to me, and it's been rubbing me wrong about this kind of all day. Like, I have a day job. I don't just sit around following what's going on in the world through social media. A lot. I do it a little bit. I'll probably more than I should, but with a lot of my actual job, I spend a lot of time waiting or doing where I have a few minutes where I can hop on social media for 5 minutes while I'm waiting for something to cook or whatever, because that's just part of my gig. And sometimes I have the downtime. So I've been kind of keeping tabs on it a little bit today. And you've got all these Congress people, Jamie Ratshit and the other clowns. And God, I hate that little son of a bitch. I want to punt him. I want to run into him somewhere on the street and just kind of pick him up and shake him.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I want to shake him like a British nanny. I mean, just. But ultimately, the thing that kills me is, and I've been thinking about this off and on all day. I know how the federal government is supposed to work to an extent. Am I a lawyer? No. I was actually pre-law at one point, but never followed through with it. But I get the basics. I understand the fundamental structures of how this country is supposed to work. Congress, being the legislative branch, has no fucking authority over executive offices. So they don't have the metal to go in there and say, well, we're going to go in here and demand access to this. Half of those Congress people don't have fucking clearance to see those documents. The people that Elon's team could be granted clearance by the president, so they do have the clearance to see those documents and to access that information. The shithead Congress people do not. Secondly, being an executive branch, they Trump has every right to say, here, my appointed guys are going to come audit this. And I can say this. I mean, technically, no, Elon's not the one who shut everything down. He said, we need to do this. And Trump said, do it. So the actual final decision comes from the president, i.e. the chief executive. So I don't know what pisses me off more. Are these fucking clowns in Congress that ignorant of the way the system is set up, or I'll rub that mustache. Or do they just assume that the constituents are that fucking ignorant of the way the system works and they're counting on that? And I don't know which one bothers me more. The idea that our representatives are fucking retarded, or the idea that they're actually evil, manipulative shitheads, or a combination of both. It could go either fucking way. They could be evil retards as opposed to just functional retards, or they could be functionally evil. And I mean, it's the whole I tell you, poor John. And ironically enough, this is actually a really good kind of glance into how my episodes will go. Hi, honey.
Hi, honey. I thought you were talking to me.
No,
your poor wife's like, God damn it
I'll call
again.
you whatever, sugar. No, she just didn't know that I had the camera on
Right.
because she's in here. She's
Wife reveal.
She's actually been on a couple other episodes of other shows, but she's matching pink swatches because
I get that
this room's getting redone. We're taking the bed out and yada yada yada. And so
okay, our audience is fascinated with your mustache.
I'm sure that's I mean,
they want you to twirl it, and
actually, this is the first time we're doing some home improvement stuff around the house. I mean, you can't really tell because normally I don't do a lot of stuff on camera. So this is usually if I'm going to hop on camera, I have a green screen set up so all this shit in the background isn't there. But this was very spur of the moment. But yeah, so we've been doing some home renovation stuff, and 2 weeks ago, we're working on a bathroom remodel, and I was rebuilding the linen closet, and I was putting all the shelves back in, and I actually found I have a tin of mustache wax. So for the last week, I've been waxing this thing and curling it out and trying to get it trained out. And today is the first day in like a week and a half I haven't put anything in it, so it's actually really bushy right now. And I'm like, and I've been doing this all day at work too, where I'm just like.
So are you going to eventually are you going to get those fancy stashes? I love those.
And a couple of the people I work with were like, that actually really suits you. And I'm like, why? And they're like, well, I always kind of thought you'd be the kind of motherfucker to, tie somebody to a set of train tracks somewhere. So
I was going to say, yeah, Dudley Do Right.
Oh, well, Bruce says, called you Chef Boyardee.
Bruce can call me whatever he wants. I don't give a fuck. I mean, Chef Boyardee made a fortune off of
that's true.
Putting dog food into pasta shapes. So
ate them all the time, right out of the can. Never even heated it up.
Don't even have to heat it up.
Yep.
Survival.
Oh no, absolutely
So
not.
I heard what you were saying as I was relieving myself. I heard what you were saying about the USAID thing, and I kind of agree with you there. But I love the fact that he's cleaning house. He's doing the same thing with the FBI. He started letting go people at the top of the FBI, and they're like, "You can't do this. What are we going to do? We're going to
watch me." Yeah, we can.
Well, my favorite is we're going to resign. Okay.
Oh no!
Don't resign. I mean, God, how are we going to fire you if you resign?
Right.
And it's like these people don't understand it, that if you resign, you don't get to draw unemployment or anything like that either. So, I mean, by all means, fuck off. Save the taxpayers some extra money.
There was one thing where, and again, you hear these people that work for the government, and they're like, listen, when I was hired where I could work 1 week at home and 1 week in the office, 1 week at home and 1 week in the office. Now I have to go in the office full time. And that's a hardship from where I live. And we had this agreement when I was hired.
Right.
That to me should still be honored. If that's what you had, if that was in your employment agreement. But these people that, when COVID started, they went home and they're like, hey, I like it. I don't even have to get out of my pajamas. I just have to put a top on and go in front of my computer and do my thing, those people can go in the office.
I think if people are hired with that condition, I think you should continue that.
Yeah,
sure.
I think you should too. And again, it's a case by case basis.
Absolutely.
But I mean, isn't that what they have unions for?
Well, I honestly, I'm a little kind of, when it comes to federal employees, this may sound horrible to people, but I'm not going to start giving a fuck now. Honestly, if you're in a civil service position, I don't really necessarily think you should be able to say, well, our union contract says X, Y, and Z. Well, you know what? You're still getting paid off of our tax dollars. So if the American people say, this is kind of shitty, it's kind of shitty. I'm not, again, one of those things, I'm not familiar with all the ins and outs of the system. I actually have several, we'll call them acquaintances. I can't really call them friends anymore at this point because we don't talk as much as we used to, that are in assorted federal positions, which that's actually a fun story. That's how I found out I'm on a fucking list. I mean, a lot of people joke about it. I actually am on a goddamn list because I have a guy I went to school with that is in the Secret Service, and as part of his background vetting, my name apparently came up. So I'm like,
that sounds like a fun story.
That's fun.
Yeah, I don't. What the hell would you do where you end up on a government watch list?
Well,
so now he's sharing with us, so we'll be on that list too.
No, it's right. Nothing that it was honestly young and stupid.
Yep.
Made a very public statement that got reported in a newspaper article, saying that I believe 90% of the federal government should be tarred and feathered in the streets. And,
they don't like that.
Yeah, no. And when I had the whole interview thing where it was like, okay, we need to verify blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, look, I was 18. I was young. I was stupid. I am now 30, whatever. I promise you, I've grown up. I haven't done anything, antisocial. I'm not, I mean, like, you can take what I say and what I do in general, because anybody that's listening to my show is probably going, yeah, you should be on a list. But, that being said, I'm not out here causing chaos. I'm not rioting. I'm not burning. I'm not inciting destruction or any of the other things that, at one point I could have technically been considered doing. I'm not inciting people to riot.
You're not blocking traffic.
I'm not blocking traffic. No. I'm not preventing anybody from catching their flight.
Not gluing your hand to the street.
Yeah, those fucking people, I swear to God. Out of all the dumb shit you can do in this world,
yeah, I know.
You're going to crazy glue your hand to the fucking pavement, and you're going to use something where they have to actually chisel your hand out of the ground. You just lost the use of your appendage for the rest of your fucking days because you used a chemical to glue your hand to the ground.
I hope
they couldn't just get loose. I hope it was fucking worth it, you fucking dolt. You're going to have a hell of a set of arms when you're done, because you're going to be walking around with 30 pounds of concrete at the end of your wrist for the next 20 fucking years.
I hope it's not your ass wiping hand. That's all I gotta say. The other thing with what's going on right now is I love, because to me, the people that scream out the most, the ones that are really freaking out the most, they're the ones I want to watch.
Oh yeah.
They're like this Jamie Raskin, Ilhan Omar, the brother fucker.
Oh yeah. There's another one. I mean, can we just put her back?
Just send her home.
She flat out said, like, I'm here for the Somali people. No, bitch, you represent the people of Minnesota. Granted, there's a lot of Somalis in fucking Minnesota right now, but you're not
still
there
in Minnesota
representing Somalia. You're there as a representative of America. You want to represent Somalia? Get your brother, get your kids with the eyeballs that touch, and fucking get back on a boat.
God,
I got to tell you, I thought I would hear more from her today when she was like, he killed like my brothers and sisters in Somalia, and he doesn't know that they're ISIS. Does he know that they're ISIS? I mean,
those were this. To be fair, the ISIS and the Houthi guys in Somalia were kind of fucking with international trade and trying to terrorize the oceans and shit. So,
it's funny. We have Edward in the chat, and he's like, accent. Yes, Edward. We older people, we have not been brainwashed where you can't do an accent. Like today, Katie Goebel accused me, John Domingo, of being racist because I said I want them to shake the trees as the monkeys fall out. And she's like, oh, that's racist.
No, that's not
like,
racist. If you hear monkey and automatically associate it with black people, you're the fucking racist.
Right. Katie Goebel,
Fuck's
you're the
sakes.
racist. Katie Goebel.
Be nice to Katie. She asked why you chose monkeys.
See?
That's all.
Racism confirmed. That's right. We did. We confirmed your racism. Katie Goebel, we confirmed your racism. There you go. Oh, see, I think Edward.
He's defending his partner.
That's okay. They can defend each other all they want. It's realistically, I mean, it'd be one thing if it was somebody whose opinion I actually respected was talking all this shit. But seeing as it's a couple of brain dead, smooth-minded fucks, I say whatever you want. I don't care.
I want to watch two white guys jack each other off. I'd go to X Hamster. I don't know what X Hamster is. Yeah, I don't know what all the kids are doing these days. I don't know what all the kids are, where all the porn sites are these days.
Well, I mean, you can just extrapolate from the context of two white guys whacking each other's off. I mean,
I tease because I like Katie Goebel. She's a good egg.
Well, I'll take your word for it. I'm unfamiliar with the bulk of these.
You know, again,
and yes, Edward, my head is actually smooth. I work very hard to maintain that smoothness, and I'm fortunate that I have a good shaped head for being a bald fuck because my genetics make me look like fucking every male on my mom's side of the family looks like fucking George Costanza if they let their hair grow. So I'm fortunate that my head's actually like, you know, fairly smooth. I'll take that as for what it's worth.
I tried shaving my head. Everybody tells me I look like Uncle Fester. I was like, no, fuck.
I get that one too if I wear a turtleneck.
And put a light bulb in my mouth. But now, I think these kids, it's not their fault. They went to school and they've been taught this way. And they're like, ooh, you said something that was racist. We had racial jokes back in the day. But we didn't they weren't racist.
Back when everybody used to be able to laugh at each other. I mean, that's the thing. When I was growing up, me and all my friends, we all talked shit about each other. We didn't hate each other. We just talked shit. It's just what you did.
Right.
Yeah, that's just the way that's the way we did it. It may not have been today. It's not correct, but that's how it was.
Everybody got upset. Everybody gets upset now.
If anything, the people you didn't talk shit about were the ones you didn't like. It's like, man, I'm not talking about them. I don't need these people.
Yeah, because I didn't even think about. First of all, when I was talking about shaking the trees and monkeys falling out, I wasn't even thinking about black people until Katie told me about it. Now I can't stop thinking about it. See, and I'm the racist. How dare you? Yeah. I don't know. Oh, Sparky says the word racist is overly used these days. It's just a default word used. Thanks to the media. I think so.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually. I mean, and honestly, the problem with that is the actual racists, like the people that need to be called out for being some inbred cousin fucking assholes that are like, I don't like them damn, they don't look like me, they needs to go. If you're that hung up on some little entry level shit, and meanwhile everybody else is getting called racist left and right, it loses all its impact. It's like, you know what, you've said that about everybody and everything that doesn't agree with you, so all of a sudden it's meaningless.
Yeah,
this guy may be a cousin fucking hillbilly that fucking wants to eliminate everybody that's not super duper Aryan with fucking egg yolk eyes touching because, you know, their family tree is a fucking wreath. But you get these other assholes. Well, you called everybody out. You're lumping me in with them. So now I hate you too. You have completely demolished the fucking argument that racism is bad because everybody's racist.
Edward says, who won the 2020 election? Trump did. He was stolen. It was stolen from him by the government, CIA, and
I'm just saying there were a lot of improprieties in those elections, like the missing, 10 million voters or whatever it was. Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder.
They're upset because we're not letting Duchess talk. Well,
I'm not even interrupting. It's just
I'm sorry. I don't let anybody talk. In case you guys haven't noticed, I'm used to going off like this by myself.
All good.
Having other people to talk to just makes it that much more like awkward. I'm still ranting by myself, and I'm just I'm doing it for an audience, which is
yeah. They were upset the other day. The press. I love it. Trump lets the press come into the Oval Office while he's signing executive orders. What's this one? This is sir. This is the one where we let Elon Musk go in and give him clearance where he can find out where all the dark money's going. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good one. I'll sign that one. And then someone said, the other day you said that the people from USAID were something bastards. And he says, do you think that you should use the word bastards? And he just kind of looks at him with a cocked head. And I don't mind him cursing. It's not like it's a big deal. You get what you get. You know what you get when you get Trump. We're all adults here.
Yeah, well, and he's not trying to be disingenuous. Because if he was out there being all prim and proper and, oh, well, I don't talk that way and everybody be like, he's so full of shit. And at least this way they can be like, yeah, he talks like a trucker, but at least he's honest.
I liked when they asked him that, and I think we talked about it before, is when they asked him if he was going to go to the crash site and for the first plane crash. And he's like, the water? Like, swim there? Like, it was so, he was like, no. Like,
what do you want me to swim?
I'm not swimming out there.
Did I swim?
Cold. I don't swim. Yeah, it's that kind of shit. So it's like,
listen, I think they got Joe Biden out of there just in time, because I have a feeling that like in a couple more years he'd have been dropping some M-bombs from the stage.
Uncle Joe would have drifted way back for sure.
Yeah, that would have been. I would have loved to see him try and spin that. To be honest, Joe's been listening to a lot of hip hop lately. He's just talking about his favorite songs.
That Corn Pop, he was
I was thinking Corn Pop. He was my favorite song.
He had hairy legs, and he was my favorite cereal, that Corn Pop.
Oh, God. Oh.
His brother was a real... where's my censor? Where's my censor sound effect? I'm sorry.
That's it.
So I think I got one here somewhere.
Yeah. So anyhow, the other day I was carjacked by... Chicken from Popeyes. Did that work?
That's a little.
Katie just clutched her pearls. All righty. Well, I think we've done it all. I think we said it all. I have one after I put out all the stuff, for the phone number. No, I got one question that we got from a text.
Okay.
856-477-1935. The text says, question for both of you, all three of us now. What's your preferred way to listen to music? Would it be CDs, cassettes, streaming, radio? I'm a streamer.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my camera here.
Streaming. I'm a streamer. What about you there, Duchess?
It depends on where I'm at. Sometimes I will stream. If I'm in the gym, I'm streaming. But if I'm at home, I will put on, I guess, streaming through TV. Like I'll put on Music Choice. And then just put on like classic rock or something. Occasionally in the car, I'll put the radio on if I don't feel like connecting Bluetooth. But it's boring. It's a lot of commercials. So I just
Today you put a picture up that you had Yacht Rock on.
I did have Yacht Rock on, and because I had my new hire start today. So at one point, the two of us sit in the office, and it's dead quiet, like silent. And I was like, "Do you mind if I put on music, like anything?" So I just threw on Yacht Rock. Couple hours of Yacht Rock went by, and I heard a very familiar tune.
There we go.
And it was Chevy Van, and I just started laughing because I was probably halfway through the song, and I went, "Wait a minute!" Like it was just like I heard it, but I wasn't absorbing it. And then all of a sudden, the lyrics, and that's all right by me, and I'm like, "Oh my God, wait! I know this song." So I had to snag a picture of it and send it to John. I was like, "This song just came on my freaking Yacht Rock," so I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is the part where he drops the whore off at the end of this.
Yeah, it was. Shitty song, a terrible song. So that made me laugh. So it was like all day. It was like Hall & Oates and Michael McDonald and and Sammy Johns and all. Just I couldn't even name more than a dozen songs, but it's all those songs, all of them.
So when I listen to music, and it's not that often, I have Apple Music, and I just have a whole list of songs that I like, and I put it on shuffle, and it plays. I must be at least 150 songs on there. Mm-hmm. So it just hits shuffle, and it's just about everything. It goes from early 90s rap to Guns N' Roses to, old 50s music.
To the cha-cha.
Yeah, it's very eclectic. I don't really have a genre of music that I listen to.
The flappers dancing and all that. Yeah. Way back in the day.
Pandora. My God, what are you, 60? Pandora?
Pandora, really? I have Spotify only because some people I know have podcasts that are only on Spotify. So I have to listen to them that way, Aaron. So
Hey, I'm on every platform.
Are you on every platform? I
really
must
am.
not subscribe to you on other ones. So
No, because that's funny because I get I mean I get a lot of interaction through Spotify because whatever. But no, I have like 2 listeners on Apple, and I think Jason uses something else to stream it, and I think
I'll get you on
Bruce
Apple
uses
too.
Fold for me, I think. Or not Fold,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Spotify. I don't listen to anything with Spotify. I have my own little podcast app that I use for everything, and I keep trying to find a different one, but I can't find one better than one
I do use Spotify, but I do it for a completely different reason. It's because I'm a cheap bastard, and if you sign up with a .edu email address, you can get the student rate, which is $5 a month for full access. Plus, you get Hulu and Showtime. So I'm like $5 a month, 2 streaming services plus uninterrupted music. Sign me up. So
I can see that. Then that's a deal.
Yeah,
that's why my kids had Spotify because they were using their college logins.
Yeah, and I mean, hey,
till that ended.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing. You sign up at the local community college for one course for like $150, and they give you an email address. I know, I'm not saying you sign up for $150 just to get $5 a month Spotify, but I'm one of those people. I like to continue learning shit, and I will take classes just because it makes me giggle. That's why I had like an extra 40 some credit hours beyond what I needed to graduate, because I'm just that guy. So so I still have an EDU email address.
Good on you. I'll keep it as long as that shit works.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, listen, why don't we get into some podcast shout outs?
All righty.
Well, we gotta be careful we do this. All right, here we go. There they are.
Really?
No, we shouldn't do this.
No, it's just let's have the view up there. All right. So what would you like to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
Let me figure out how to do it. Okay, you go first.
You should number them so you know which one's your girlfriend's. So the Weathered View with Bruce, Jason, and Ken. Stop putting me on it. I'm not a co-host.
She's there.
I'm a guest.
She's there 80% of the time.
But I'm a guest contributor. I'm not a co-host.
Sometimes guest Duchess. All right. I had to say it with some guy named Aaron.
I hate that fucking guy. He's such a prick.
It's a very masculine mustache.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks with Mike, Travis, and Drunk.
And Am I Cancel podcast with Edward and Katie Google.
Love Katie Google. Like you too, Edward.
Yeah,
Shitty
Edward.
Song of the Week with Red and Jody.
We finally put Jody's name in there for good, huh?
Yeah, he should
All
be.
right. And the TNA podcast with those 2 perverts, Jason Roach and Sam Hall. Tell me they're not perverts.
Jason was here before. I saw
It's
him.
pervert. I don't
He
care what
popped
you
in.
say.
What?
They're very perverted guys.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I didn't say. I just said he was in the comments. That's all I said.
Okay.
Oh, good Lord. All right. Shooting the Shiznit with BT. I'll be chatting with him tomorrow.
Oh, you will?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves the Duchess. I love the fact that at least somebody's put, one of us is going on shows where we can actually maybe find people that'll listen.
See, Jason.
There he is. There's one of the perverts.
Hey, stop calling him that.
You say pervert like it's a bad thing.
Right.
Jeez
Louise. Bad thing. The Bromingos podcast with that undercover brother, Newman, Coach, and Panama Red, who hates me. He thinks I'm a racist.
You have your moments where he certainly disagrees with you. I love how he left the chat, you dumped him back in, and then he left again. So
pussy.
So, well, I guess I'll read. I shake my head with Lisa and Sam.
And filthy Canadians.
Oh, that's I hope they don't hear that because you're a dead man.
That's all right. Be nice to the snow Mexicans.
No, one of them's his girlfriend. So
yes, the fine whining. She's not going to fire. She's not going to break up with me. I edit her podcast. The Fine Whining podcast with Jerry and Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Mike and Jerry. Tom
Mike
and Jerry.
Pretty much. The Brand X podcast with Deuce Joe and some guy named John Domingo.
We're recording Friday. Duchess is coming. This should be
I'm
fun.
excited. Should be fun.
The Old Man's podcast with Tom.
Yes. And Who's Right podcast with Doug and Anthony.
Doug and Anthony.
Yes.
All right. That's about it for us. Thank you, Aaron, for coming in here and helping me out while I go in there and had to
That's good.
ground.
Had to handle some business. Yeah, I mean,
I had to handle some business.
I hope you didn't have to handle it, really. That's gross.
I'm glad to help. Thanks for letting me come in and hijack your show for the last 15 minutes.
No
It was fun.
It was fun.
If anything, we work on the fly. So we're good like that.
All right. We'll be back Thursday night. This will be the last show before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I tell you. Speaking of which, I didn't get to type this in while you guys were talking about this, so I'm going to say it now.
Go for it.
Because I was in the car on the drive home when the show started. I got to say, John, here I'm against everything in my soul. I am rooting for the Eagles.
Thank you.
I mean, to misquote the Big Lebowski, I hate the fucking Eagles, man, but I hate the Chiefs more.
Right.
So
that's how it's going.
Here we go.
The lesser of two evils, really. That's what it's at.
Fly high, goddammit. Yeah.
Hey, I did tribute to him on the show art today. So
go Birds.
You noticed it said "Go Birds," and I gave you a stupid eagle. And
thank you.
if there's a way both could lose, that would be cool. But
Bob says, "I hope they both lose."
Well, I was kind of thinking like maybe that scene in the Dark Knight Rises where like they're in the stadium and all of a sudden the whole fucking field just falls down.
They all just collapse in.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean that could be cool.
Edward
That
says,
would be
"I'm
fun.
a lovable bigot." I don't consider myself a
well,
bigot.
I wouldn't say lovable.
All right.
I think he seems pretty lovable.
He's fine. He knows I'm teasing him.
All right, we'll be back Thursday. The Eagles are 1 point. The Chiefs are 1.5 point favorite.
Not much.
I feel good. I feel good about this. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
They have a better coach. They have a better quarterback, and they might have a better defensive line. But I think our running backs, our receiving core, and our defense, I think we can hold them. I hope it's going to be a good game. Either way, I really think it's going to be a good game. I hope. And if it's going to be a blowout, please let it be the Eagles because I won't be able to take it if the Chiefs blow us out.
You're going to be you notice you're going to be insufferable if they win, and you're going to be inconsolable when they lose.
As I say, if the Chiefs manage to pull a blowout, it's just going to be because we couldn't beat the Chiefs and the refs. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Pretty much.
I don't really. I understand what you're saying about the refs, but I don't believe that. To be honest with you.
Oh, come on.
I don't. I really don't.
You are
been
tainting,
shitty
you are
calls and
tainting my
everything.
hatred of the of the Chiefs.
Eagles?
No, I like I said,
Totally,
I'm
everybody hates the
shelving
Eagles.
my hatred of the Eagles for the foreseeable future, just to try and build up what I can so I can almost be enthusiastic about this. I mean, I'm looking at it from like my kid brother loves the Eagles. My buddy whose house I'm going to, his son is a huge Eagles fan, so I'm gonna just try and like put out good energy for that. Go Eagles.
just less hate.
Yeah,
Teach it. It's not go Eagles. It's go Birds. Go
Okay,
Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Yeah, go Birds.
Go Birds.
Oh, I know. We had some emails going back and forth at work, and my not boss, long story, she signs it like "Go Birds," and then the guy replying back is like "Go Steelers." I'm like, "Yeah, go Steelers." We go nowhere, but it's just, I can't say "Go Birds."
Get your tickets and go to the Super Bowl and sit in the stands. Go Birds.
I won't.
Look, we've been there. What was it? We were there 2 years ago. We're back again this year. So hopefully,
Was it 2 years ago? I thought it was more
Yeah.
than that.
2 years. No, 2 years ago we were there. We lost to the Chiefs. Then the Chiefs won last year when we got blown out by the Tampa Bay, and then we're back. So we'll see what happens. She's checking me. Are you checking me?
No.
Yes, you are. You're checking me. You checking me? You eyeballing me, woman?
Perhaps.
And go ahead. You can say it. You can say it.
Okay. Well, the Eagles have been in the Super Bowl 3 times.
Yes.
1981,
Right.
2005, and 2018, or
Yes.
2 years ago. Whatever.
You can, Duchess, you can just say you're right. You can just say you're right. It's okay.
Well, I was being nice about it.
They know. No, you weren't. You're being passive aggressive.
Of course.
All right, everybody. All right, we're getting out of here. We'll talk to you later.
This is passive aggressive right here in the comments. Passive aggressive.
The Philadelphia Eagles have been to the Super Bowl 3 times. All right. So, here you go. The Super Bowl in 1981, a very fresh-faced John Domingo was only 19 years old. And I was so sure that they were going to win the Super Bowl that I saw this place that made mirrors. And I went out and I got these mirrors. I got 100 mirrors made that said Super Bowl 14 champions, Philadelphia Eagles. And I was going to sell them at the parade. I got them for, they made them for $5 a piece. I was going to sell them for $20. So I paid $500 for these fucking mirrors. They lost the fucking game. And I ended up throwing them in the dumpster, but that was the first time.
Oh, it's too bad you didn't get a shirt. At least some kid in the third world country could have worn it.
Right. Yeah. So that was the very first Super Bowl. I was just 19 years old.
See, Mike says, "Oh, only 2 years ago. I never would have thought."
Yeah, except for somebody on the show actually said it. But what can I do?
What are you gonna do?
I know, Duchess.
I know it. You know, deep in your heart, that's when you thought.
Right.
But okay.
All right, everybody. My stomach tells me that it's time to go once again.
Oh God.
I can't help it. I don't know. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.